And I'm here today with Michael Schwarzer, who serves as our Young Professionals Committee Chair. And he's going to share a little bit as we kind of get going or continue on with our committee roundtable here. So, Michael, I'll turn it over to you to introduce yourself and kind of where you're working right now, what you've been doing, and how long you've served in this role.
All right. Thank you, Jay. Yes, as Jay said, I am the chair of the YP committee, and I've been part of the YP committee for about 4 years now. So 2017, I got my start on it. And currently I am employed at Children's Mercy in Kansas City. I work as an athletic trainer in the clinical setting, working with our pediatric primary care sports physicians. And I help in the clinic doing a wide range of things, home exercise programs, evaluations, casting, bracing, and those kind of things. So that's kind of where I'm at right now and kind of how I've been part of the committee so far.
All right, well, great. Could you tell us just a little bit more about the Young Professionals Committee in the Missouri Athletic Trainers Association, kind of what's its purpose, its mission, and kind of really the important work that it does?
Yes, so the YP committee currently is for folks that have been certified for 12 or less years in the athletic training profession. And the main things that the YP committee tries to do is increase involvement for YPs, help with retention, education of YP, specific educational needs that they may need, and some socialization aspect. As we know, younger professionals like the socialization. We have social media and things like that. So that's kind of what the YP committee is geared to do. And over the last 4 years that I've been involved with the YP committee, I just wanted to highlight some things that we've kind of done to help kind of do those things. So one of the things I'm most proud of is our Hall of Fame kind of interview project that we've been doing, connecting YPs with our Hall of Fame members in Missouri, reaching out to them, conducting interviews, kind of their life, how they got involved, and how they have gone about building their careers. And I think it's been really rewarding for the YPs to be able to be involved with that and continue that as we get more Hall of Fame members going forward. Also, one thing that we started doing, which last year has been put on pause, is YPs doing the moderating at Missouri Athletic Training Association meetings, and trying to do educational sessions geared towards YPs. And then also having a luncheon or a breakfast with Hall of Fame members or esteemed members of MoATA to help kind of that networking and connection. Then one final thing we started back in 2019 and was put on pause again in 2020 was YP meetups around the state in like Kansas City, St. Louis, some of our larger metros, where we would go to either a local brewery, a park, somewhere just where YPs could try to get together and kind of just bounce ideas off each other, socialize and meet. So those are kind of the things that the YP committee does, things that we've done in the past.
Right. Well, the YPs are always near and dear to my heart. That's where I got my start in committee work. You know, I joked when I met with Rob during his interview that now I'm now a MAP, a middle-aged professional. You know, but you know the Young Professionals Committee and it's we're probably looking at some changes at the national level, maybe not at the state level right now, but is so instrumental and influential in getting young professionals who are excited about the profession involved. You know, it was originally kicked off as part of the Evolve strategic plan by the NATA. And some of those folks that I know I had a chance to serve with on the Young Professionals Committee at the district and national level, they went on to have very influential positions and serve in the BOC, serving in the Katy, serving as state presidents, et cetera. So I appreciate what y'all do because I realize the importance of the leadership development that takes place in the Young Professionals Committee. So with that said, you know, that was one thing that excited me about getting involved in Young Professionals was just kind of what you talked about, the Hall of Famers, being a fly in the room and getting to learn from all those influential folks and leaders in our field. So why did you choose to get involved? And kind of, you know, where did you kind of start or get your start to get your hands dirty?
So my involvement kind of started young, back when I was at Culver Stockton in my undergrad. Just being part of our student organization and having instructors and mentors there in the program pushed me. I did my first presentation at a district meeting as a student, I think my junior or senior year. And that networking that I got from that meeting kind of pushed me into kind of a involvement role. And then, as you might recall, NATA launched a mentor-mentee program back in 2014. And I volunteered to be part of that. And they connected me with DC Colt in Missouri. So we had some great conversations about involvement. Actually, that rolled into an actual committee position at NATA on the service award committee that he got me involved in. And I loved just the working with the other people, networking. I loved recognizing other people and getting to know like backgrounds of these people that have done amazing things through the country and throughout all the states. So that really got the ball rolling into committee work, wanting to be involved. And then that kind of evolved into me helping locally. So I moved to Kansas City, and back in 2014 and then 2016, Kansas City hosted the MoATA meeting at Avila University. And I was involved with Joe Whetstone, Jenny Fight, and Brett McQueen, and we helped plan that. And then through planning that, I got to meet Kitty Newsham, which was the president at the time of MoATA. And she approached me about getting involved in the young professional side of it. And it really kind of sparked my interest then. And I said, sure, let's do it. So in 2017, that spring, I kind of took over that committee and started building that. And so from there, I've just kind of took it over, and it's been great.
Right. And again, I think you really highlight that that importance of, it's kind of an evolution, right? I mean, you do something that you think is somewhat minor, but that just springboards into the next step, into the next step, into the next step. And you also highlighted another thing that Rob talked about was those green jackets, folks like DC that you might seem like you don't want to approach them, right? Because they're NATA Hall of Fame members. How can you approach them? When it's the exact opposite. They're exactly the folks that want to talk to young, aspiring students and professionals. And so heed Michael's advice there, get uncomfortable a little bit and go talk to the folks, because you don't know where it's going to lead, right?
Absolutely.
So kind of in closing here, the last question we have for you is, again, this is directed towards students, service leaderships, student leadership. That's the goal of this meeting, the 2021 Student Leadership and Educators meeting. So what advice would you have for a student who's interested in getting involved in committee work for another leadership role in athletic training?
So my first thing I would say is speak up, ask the question. The people that sit in the back and observe is great, but if you want to be involved, be noticed, show your interest, ask those questions, go up and speak to those individuals after a talk, after a meeting, someone that has your interests, go speak to them. So number one, speak up, ask questions. Number two, find a mentor. Find someone that is either passionate about the same things you are, someone that you know really well, maybe even someone not even necessarily in the athletic training position, but someone that has been involved in their profession or anywhere in their community, and they can help you in that right step. And number three, network. Always network. Go to meetings, meet people, talk to people. Otherwise, if you don't talk to people, interact, there's hard to be involved. And also just reach out. Athletic training is a family.
I would most definitely agree. So yeah, I guess on behalf of the Missouri Athletic Trainers Association and the executive committee, I'd like to thank you for your service, and secondly, for your time here today. So in just a minute, I'll go ahead and hit the stop button on our recording, and hopefully the students, and I think they will, enjoy the information that you shared here today, and we'll carry on our conversation a little bit longer here.
Sounds good. Thank you for having me, Jay.
Yep, thank you.